Am I the a-hole for how I reacted to my wife's pregnancy announcement? My wife, female 26, and I, male 30, decided to start having kids. We've been trying for over 9 months and nothing happened. We were told to be patient, but I couldn't help but keep stressing out about a problem that's preventing us from conceiving. The issue is that my wife kept joking about this matter and pranked me twice by lying to me saying she was pregnant. The first was when I was at work, and she sent a text telling me she was pregnant. I was so happy I came home and brought stuff with me to celebrate, only to find her laughing in my face saying it was a prank. Second time was when she told me she was pregnant and was recording my reaction during and after the prank. Again, laughing, telling me it was a prank, but this time she shared the video with her family. I told her I didn't appreciate how she laughs about a serious matter, then having me believe it was true to ruin my happiness. She stopped for 2 months. Last night, we were at my parents' house sitting having dinner when she said she had a gift for me. She had my sister go bring a small teddy bear with a note on it and gave it to me. I was nervous and worried about her pulling some of her pranks on me in front of my family. I read the note that the teddy bear had, and it said that I was going to be a daddy. I looked at my wife, and she smiled at me and congratulated me, saying she was pregnant. I saw red completely. I said that's it. I got up from my seat and tossed the piece of paper on the table and just snapped, telling her to stop making fun of something so serious and sensitive. I told her I was done with her lack of respect and sympathy for the most important thing that I've been struggling with, and to include my parents in her prank too was low. My wife excused herself to the bathroom. My mom and dad weren't aware of what was happening, and they literally paused and asked what the hell is wrong with me. My sister said my wife was actually pregnant and just confirmed by tests that she's seen with her own eyes. I felt both happy and devastated because I thought she was pulling the same prank again and I got fed up with it. My wife was mad and argued with me in the car, saying I ruined her joy and made her look awful in front of my family, as well as lashing out at her as my reaction to the happy news. She said she told me in front of my parents to show me she was serious this time. She had her mom call to berate me and said her poor daughter will suffer with my boorish behavior and lack of respect for her. My wife has been giving me the cold shoulder ever since. Am I the a-hole here? She told me I ruined the moment she's been waiting for so long for and that she'll remember my reaction for the rest of her life. Now for the top comments. Not the a-hole. This is a classic case of the little boy who cried wolf, but instead, it's the grown adult who faked a pregnancy announcement. I don't blame you for thinking it was fake, being that she's done this twice before and shared with family. I do think you could have reacted better, but I understand the frustration. Your wife sounds incredibly immature to be having a child, especially sicking her mom onto you. Couples therapy before the little one gets here is a good idea, not just for this, but to help iron out parenting differences that will pop up. Congrats on the happy news. Based on the information, I agree with not the a-hole. But I'm suspicious of their relationship in general, plus his reactions the first few times. I know that if my significant other pranked me like that even once, we would be having a series of conversations that both conveyed how much they hurt me, and how they can never do anything like that again. The fact that she even thought it was okay to prank him a second time is a huge red flag to me that Opie doesn't communicate properly, or there's more to the relationship than Opie's letting on. It's messed up by the wife too, but we knew that. Like I said, I agree with not the a-hole for now, but I feel there's a lot more to this we weren't being informed about. At the very least, Opie has major communication issues. Not the a-hole. You reap what you sow. Your reaction was very natural. To be honest, your wife's behavior is quite disturbing. Lying about being pregnant and recording your reaction plus sharing it. Honestly, she kinda deserved it in my book. Play back the recording she took. Mention the time before that. Apologize for your reaction, but she should also apologize and understand it was bound to happen given her prior antics. My parents said I should have apologized right there, right then, but I felt so overwhelmed because all I kept thinking about was that I wish I waited before blowing up like that, which is my biggest regret. But I really thought she was pranking me, especially with the teddy bear and the note. My wife did try to pull pranks on me in other ways, but never went as far as to joke about something as serious as this. Not the a-hole. It reminds me of an old story, The Girl Who Cried Pregnant. Ah yes, a tale as old as time itself. Now for the next story. Am I the a-hole for calling out my mother-in-law's birthday party what it was? I am getting married in a week and my mother-in-law has been a nightmare. She's extremely jealous. And not in a I'm stealing her little boy way. She doesn't even like him that much, lol. But because she never got a wedding. She's now banned from all wedding planning. She's usually a little witchy, but she was clearly holding back a lot of anger. She broke down crying multiple times about how she never gets anything. I pointed out that she is wealthy / has a great job, beautiful house, lots of stuff. And she got mad and said she worked for that, and no one has ever given her anything. She started dating someone new around the time we got engaged. They are pretty serious now, and at least she doesn't come around much. But she's still a witch about the wedding. She has already said she doesn't want to be in the pictures, doesn't want a mother-son dance, and pretty much just wants to be left alone that day. Around that time, she stopped participating in the wedding planning and started planning her birthday party. It was a milestone, so I didn't think much of it. The party ended up spiraling into something super elaborate, and my guess is she's spending double what we are on the wedding. Honestly, I came from a family that really values helping out, so I was kind of surprised when she didn't offer money for the wedding, but I know she isn't obligated. Honestly, her birthday was Saturday and Dad was jealous. It was much nicer than my wedding is going to be. Her dress was amazing, and white of course, but I tried not to think too much of it because my fiancé comes from a social circle where parties like that aren't uncommon. She cried when her boyfriend gave her a gift and whined about how no one has ever given her anything before, though like I said, she is wealthy and has plenty. After the party, she made a comment about how she looks better in white than I do. We're different races, and I think most people agree that darker skin looks nice in white, so yeah, she does, but still a witchy thing to say. I looked right at her and said she looked beautiful at her fake wedding. She played dumb, so I said that is what it was. The wedding she didn't get. She was trying to compete with her own son, which was pathetic. I stormed out, but I actually felt really bad because it was her once-in-a-lifetime event. So I went back to apologize and she was playing around with her boyfriend. Totally giggly and not bothered, so I just left. Now, some people think I was an a-hole because it was her milestone birthday, and parties like that aren't common, so they said I was projecting and being narcissistic. Her boyfriend also was crap-talking me the next day apparently, and it caused a fight between her and my fiancé about a car he drives that she owns. Everyone sucks here. I don't even know where to begin with this, but honestly, you both acted like absolute children. Stop being mad about what you don't have, and be grateful for what you do. Lol, it reads like a bad cartoon. Everyone sucks here. That saying about men choosing a wife who's a lot like their mother might be in effect here. Everyone sucks here. She baited you and you fell for it. She's petty, but you're not far off. I think it will be best for you and your fiancé to cut her off. Hook, line, and sinker. Opie and mother-in-law deserve each other. That being said, I hope she continues to post over the years because I want to hear more about their inevitable shenanigans. I was leading into everyone sucks here, but I'm going with you're the a-hole. You spoiled her milestone birthday party because you were jealous. You feel she should not be sad about gifts because she has money. Gifts are gifts. Very jealous you are. She really didn't care, so I wouldn't say I spoiled it. When I tried to apologize a couple of minutes later, she was laughing and didn't seem to care at all. It was also the very end of the night. Next story is titled, Am I the a-hole for dissing my husband's medical condition? My husband has a medical condition which is incurable and the symptoms are many. I've always been supportive throughout his journey. Part of his condition means that he has severe daily explosive diarrhea, and his skin on hands and feet are extremely dry and crackly. He also has bladder incontinence. I've always tried to be supportive. When he is insecure about the smell in the bathroom, I always act as if I can't smell anything, when really most days I'll have to hold my breath when I go in. If he's worried about how he smells, I always reassure him that he smells fine. I shave off his dead skin weekly to the point where I'm covered in powdered dead skin and will need to have a shower. I do this all without complaint. My husband is also a complete neat freak. Now, whilst I do all the cooking in the house, I'm terrible at cleaning. It's not something I enjoy doing, and I'm always lazy when it comes to it. I'm not the dirtiest person in the world to live with either. I wash the dishes, do the laundry, and clean the bathroom as often as I can, but there are days when I just can't be bothered, so I leave it. Now the problem. My husband gets super annoyed when things are not tidy. We've had arguments before where he's called me a dirty pig, says I'm disgusting to live with, and has said I'm gross for leaving the dishes at the sink without cleaning up after myself. Because of these comments, I've become super insecure. I spoke to him about it before and told him his comments have made me feel uncomfortable living in my own home. He says he doesn't mean it and just says it to hurt me during an argument, but he doesn't actually mean it. Recently, my husband was studying and I was trying to talk to him about something that happened during the day. He kept cutting me off mid-sentence, saying things like, "Put your mug away, put the mop back where you found it," etc., which I found rude. I told him to let me finish talking and to stop interrupting. He replied back, "Fine." And then when I finished saying what I had to say, he was just silent and had nothing to say back. I was annoyed. I hoovered early that day and left the hoover out without putting it back into the closet. He asked me to put it back, and I said, "Why can't you do it?" He got mad and suddenly started arguing with me, calling me gross to live with, and he knew I was already insecure about that. I lost it. I replied saying, "You know what's gross? The smell you leave in the bathroom each time you use it. It's disgusting." He sat there in horror and said, "I can't believe you used my medical condition against me in an argument." I replied, "Don't think you can disrespect me and I'll just sit there like a lame duck. Don't think you can use my insecurities against me and I won't use yours." He sat there and cried all night. We haven't spoken since. Am I the a-hole? Now for the top comments. You're in an abusive relationship. He's admitted to you that he says things only to hurt you. He may want to devalue you so that he doesn't have to risk losing you and your support. One thing these people do is push their partner to the point of retaliation, so their partner feels they deserve the mistreatment. You shouldn't have said that, but it sounds like you're starting to buckle under the weight of his emotional and verbal mistreatment. For that reason, not a hole. You don't deserve this. Why do you stay? I strongly get the impression that he is trying to make her feel worthless so she won't leave him, a man riddled with insecurities about his health issues. Health issues or not, husband is an a-hole with no idea how to treat a partner. OP, he deserved to hear your comment, and you deserve better. Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking as well. Anyone that memorizes what hurts you the most, and then uses it to hurt you when they are upset, needs to get dropped and fast. I'm not at all one of the people that call for people to break up that slightest thing in the sub, but this is toxic as hell. Yeah, and him saying, "I'm just saying this to hurt you, I don't actually mean it," that's not an excuse. That's just a confession. I can't say to the cop who's arresting me, "Look guy, I only broke into that store to steal some stuff I wanted. It's not like I love robbery or anything." So let me get this straight. He's allowed to continually put you down just for how you are as a person to the point you've had to tell him is hurting you multiple times, and it tells you he specifically says it to hurt you, and then he has the nerve to get upset because you say something hurtful back? Nope, doesn't work like that. I have no sympathy for him at all. Not a hole. Not a hole. People snap. He pushed and pushed and pushed. Was it nice? No, but mild in my opinion. Also, you let yourself called a pig? You need to take some time, favorably away from him, and think this over. Your love and compassion are met with disinterest and absolute disrespectful behavior. I think he feels disgusting in projecting that onto you. He needs therapy. Maybe you too, for your self-esteem, and probably couples therapy if this shall continue. I'm normally not in the you need therapy team. Now for the last story. Am I the a-hole for ignoring my spouse's thinking on her own diet and weight loss approach? My spouse is overweight to the point she has difficulty standing, let alone walking. She's considered partially disabled due to this limitation, handicap placards and all that. I won't get into specifics of her weight. But necessarily, I do all the shopping and the cooking. Recently, I got fed up with her eating habits, or more specifically my role in it, and acted in maybe a passive-aggressive manner. Generally, she makes a list of food/meals she wants for the week. I shop for them, and I cook them. These are a mix of healthy things, fruits/veggies and lean meats, and unhealthy things, processed foods, sweets, and several pounds of red meat like pork chops she likes fried. She's gained weight steadily eating like this for decades, but insists she has her diet and nutrition, if not her weight, under control. In reality, she's up 30 to 40 pounds in the last year, about 15 more than average, and has a cholesterol of 350 plus. And as I said, she can't really walk much because of her current weight-related mobility issues. So after returning from the last trip to the store, I informed her that I wasn't cooking or buying anything unhealthy anymore. I had only bought healthy foods, and that is all that I would cook. This led to a knockdown big argument. We have had this discussion numerous times before, but it always ended with her saying something like, "Respect that I know what I'm doing about my body, please." With tears sometimes. But instead of discussing this time, I just didn't get what she wanted, the unhealthy stuff, and cooked a Mediterranean dish meal when I got home. I could be the a-hole for blatantly ignoring her requested wishes without discussion, and for not believing she has a working strategy about what she needs to get and keep a healthy weight. Am I the a-hole? Not the a-hole. You stopped enabling her. Good for you. She'll either eat what you bring home or go get bad stuff herself. Either way works. Yes, I say this as someone overweight. You are doing her a favor. She might not like it, but she is in denial. Honestly, she needs to work for that food. To eat those calories, you need to be moving around a lot. She needs to be burning those calories. You need to be harsh but fair. A small treat is good, but a full box of treats is not. I've always had a fear that my dad would turn out like this as he is very overweight, but he's not disabled from it. Still not healthy though. I have bluntly told him in the past, if you don't get out of bed, you don't eat. I'm not feeding you. Not a hole. Not a hole. If she cannot even walk because of her weight, she needs help right now. She needs to see a specialist, make an appointment with a dietitian as well, and perhaps have some therapy as well. You keep cooking healthy. Don't cave in and don't enable her. My partner's a dietitian. They would be able to help educate both you and your partner. Not a hole. She has the right to eat what she wants. She doesn't have the right to force you to participate. You shouldn't have to buy or prepare foods you aren't comfortable serving her. Ideally, you could have an adult conversation about this, but it's her behavior that's making that impossible. If an alcoholic wants a beer, you'd be an a-hole for knocking it out of their hand, but you wouldn't be obligated to go buy them one.